Artificial intelligence is making its way into every aspect of life, from work.
It's true.
I think it can be very positive for certain things, but also very negative for others.
It's not helpful when students just use it to directly cheat.
I'm really excited.
These students
in a matter of seconds has created new challenges for teachers with around 1
Assalamualaikum. Hello everyone and welcome to Teacher Talk Mizanis. This is a space when future Malaysian teachers talk honestly about real classroom issues, not just theory but practice. Today's topic is something we are all probably using already, whether we admit it or not. Artificial intelligence in education. AI is now used for generating content, marking assessment, giving instant feedback, and even planning lessons. But here, but here is the real question we are discussing today. Should teachers in Malaysia rely on AI in classroom, or could it harm student learning and the professional role of teacher? And more importantly, how can AI be used responsibly? Before we argue, let's be clear. When we say AI in classrooms, we are not talking about robot replacing chairs. According to UNESCO 2023, AI in education includes automated feedback systems, learning analytics, personalized learning platforms, and generative AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on.
Yes, yeah. We can agree more with you. Yes, and I think that is important. AI is more like a support system. It can help teachers save time and focus more on students. By Homeless, Billy and Father, 2019, clearly state that education is a human-centered profession. AI does not understand value, emotion, or context the way teachers do.
So right from the start, AI is a tool, not a decision maker. Let's talk. Let's talk about benefit first. Why are many educators open to AI?
Okay, from my perspective, I don't think AI should be seen as something negative straight away. If we look at it carefully, AI actually offers practical support for teachers, especially in today's demanding education system. I would like to explain this in a few clear points. First, AI helps reduce teachers' workload. Teachers are expected to teach, assess, manage students, prepare reports, and communicate with parents. According to the Ministry of Education Malaysia 2023, digital tools are meant to support efficiency, not replace the teachers. Second, AI support personalized learning. Every student learns differently. Some are fast learners and some need repetition. AI system can adjust content based on student performance. AI system can adjust content based on students' performance. Holmes, Gallic, and Feder 2019 explained that AI can assist teachers in understanding learning patterns, but decision must remain humanly. AI provides immediate feedback. Instead of waiting days, students can reflect on their mistake instantly. This encourages self-direct learning, which is very important for 21st century learners. So for me, AI is not a shortcut. It is a support tool as long as teachers guide its use. I understand this benefit that I agree that AI has potential. However, I think we need to slow down and ask a more important question. What kind of learners are we producing? From an ethical perspective, there are several concerns. Firstly, student overreliance is a real issue. If students depend on AI to generate answer, essay, or idea, they may stop thinking critically. UNESCO 2023 clearly warns that overuse of generative AI can weaken originally and independent thinking if, if there is no guidance. Secondly, AI does not understand value. Teaching is not just about context delivery. It involves empathy, fairness, and moral judgment. For perspective, Celine 2019 reminds us that education is a moral and social practice, not a technical process. Thirdly, there is issue of inequality. In Malaysia, access to technology as pardon me, in Malaysia, access to technology differs between urban and rural school. If AI is heavily integrated without equal access, it may widen the education gap. So, while AI may be efficient, teachers must remain ethically responsible. We cannot allow technology to replace professional judgment. Do both. Yes, for choose perspective. What stands out here is that AI is not being discussed as a simple good or bad issue, but as something much more complex. On one hand, AI promises efficiently and support. On the other, it raises serious questions about thinking, ethics, and equality in education. So, this discussion is really about balance, not rejection, and not blind acceptance. From what Fatini explained, AI seems to function best when it reduces routine workload and allows teachers to focus on human interaction. But this also raises an important point. If AI handles assessment and feedback, how can teachers ensure that learning remains meaningful rather than mechanical? This is where professional judgment becomes crucial. Honey brings up a strong ethical reminder. Education is not just about outcomes, but about the process of thinking and struggling. If students receive instant answers, there is a risk that learning becomes passive. So, we are moving to more intense question. Some people fear AI will replace teachers. Is that realistic? What is your opinion?
I don't think AI changes the role of teachers at all. In fact, the presence of AI in education makes the teacher's role even more significant. Traditionally, teachers were seen as the main source of information, but with AI, information is easily accessible. This shifts the teacher's role from content delivery to learning facilitation. Teachers become facilitators who guide students in understanding, questioning, and applying knowledge. Rather than giving answers, teacher helps students ask better questions and evaluate information critically. Teachers also act as mentors. They support students emotionally, motivate them, and help them develop confidence and resilience. AI cannot recognize emotional cues, personal struggles, or social dynamics in a classroom. This requires human sensitivity. Most importantly, teachers are ethical decision makers. They decide when, how, and why they decide when, how, and why AI should be used. They set boundaries, ensure fairness, and teach students about responsible and ethical technology use. AI can provide information, but it cannot model. AI can provide information, but it cannot model values such as honesty, empathy, and accountability.
I totally agree with Pa. Teachers are not only instructors, but moral models. Students observe how teachers communicate, resolve conflict, and make decision. These behaviors shape student attitude, value, and character over time. This direct This directly aligns with KMKC, which emphasizes professionalism based on moral purpose and ethical responsibility. Teachers are expected to act with integrity and consider the impact of their discussion on students. AI has no conscience and no moral awareness. It cannot distinguish between what is efficient and what is right. That responsibility lies entirely with the teachers. So, the issue may not be AI itself, but how much autonomy is given without guidance. This suggests that AI can either weaken or strengthen cognitive development.
I do think AI affects thinking, but the impact really depends on how it is used in the classroom. If AI is introduced without structure or guidance, Students may rely on it as a shortcut. However, when AI is used as a learning aid, it can actually enhance cognitive development. For example, AI can be used to generate examples, provide explanations in different ways, or help students revise concepts. In this sense, AI supports understanding rather than replacing thinking.
I agree to some extent, but we must also remember that learning involves struggle and effort. Cognitive growth often happens when students face challenge, make mistakes, and reflect on them. AI often provides immediate and polished answer. This may encourage students to skip the struggle that is essential for deep learning. Holmes et al. 2019 argued that meaningful learning requires reflection, and reflection cannot be fully automated by technology. It is interesting that both guests agree on one thing. AI effects thinking skills depend on how it is used. So, let's move on to next question. Some, peop- some people fear AI will replace teachers. Is that realistic?
So, the issue may not be AI itself, but how much autonomy is given without guidance.
Yeah, this highlights our responsibility placed on teachers, not technology. Thanks both guests for those perspectives. What stands out here is that AI is not being discussed as a simple good or bad issue, but as something much more complex. On one hand, AI promises efficiency and support. On the other, it raises serious questions about teaching, ethics, and equality in education. So, this discussion is really about balance, not rejection, and not blind acceptance. So, to conclude this discussion, AI can support efficiency. AI can support efficiency, personalization, and feedback. However, without ethical guidance, it may weaken critical thinking and widen inequality. The key message is clear. AI support education, but teachers define it. Technology may assist the classroom, but educators remain its conscience. So that's all from us. Smarter tech, smarter word. It's a wrap. Bye bye.